Hello, I'm George Campanella, and I work for the firm of Junkemeyer, Clark, Campanella, Stevens, and I have worked here since June of 1956, and I was hired by Ward Junkermeyer, and at that time his partner was Merrill Moran, and so anyway, I was engaged to Colleen Mason, and the plan was that we were getting married, and then I and Colleen on our honeymoon would go to San Francisco because I had three aunts that lived down in that area, and I was stationed in the Army for 2 years in Camp Roberts, California, and so when I would get a chance to get away, I would go to San Francisco and then stay with one of my aunts up there, you know, when I did get some time off and so on and so forth. And I really liked San Francisco. It was a very interesting place and very large, in contrary to Montana, where most things were very small in those days. But and so the plan was that we would get married and then we would go to San Francisco. And Colleen was a registered nurse at the Columbus Hospital already, had been a registered nurse for a couple of years. And so she had sent a letter down to California inquiring about opportunities, and immediately she had a job. So we would get married, go down to San Francisco. She had a place to go to start working, and then I would go out and start pounding the pavement and find some place for me to work. Mm-hmm. So that was the plan. However, what happened is that when I had gotten back from Missoula and came back to Great Falls and was here very shortly for a little bit of time before we were planning our wedding and so forth, and my mom said, George, one day, she said, somebody called for you. But she said, I don't get his name or what he's talking about because he talks so fast and so forth that I can't understand him on the phone. And I said, well, hopefully, you know, he will call again. So I said, Mom, don't worry about it, because I had no idea who it was either. And anyway, fortunately for me and Colleen, is that about 2 or 3 days later, I was home and the call came in, and it was Ward Junkermeyer. And Ward told me that he wanted me to come down to the office and he wanted to visit with me. And so I said, fine. And I had known Ward because I had taken classes from him before I went into the Army, and so I knew him. And so I went down and anyway to the office, and he was there, and Merrill Moran was his partner at that time, as I mentioned. And so anyway, he told me that they were interested in whether I would want to come to work for him. And I said, ooh, boy, I said, this is what we're planning. I said, I'm engaged, and Colleen has got a job, and she's already sent a letter down to California, and she's got a job waiting for her down there. And I said, we plan to move to San Francisco because I really like the place. And anyway, she said, that's fine. If that's what you want to do, I'm perfectly willing to go down there. It sounds like it'd be probably a pretty good deal because it is a big place. Mm-hmm. And so anyway, then after I got to with Ward and Merrill, then lo and behold, they offered me a job. And I said, oh boy, do I have some time? And I explained to them what the plan was for Colleen and I. And they said, yeah, take your time. We don't need to know immediately or anything like that. And so they said, take your time and then let us know what your decision is. And, we appreciate you coming in and everything. And, it's if you decide that you want to continue on your plan, that's fine with us. We'd rather you came and worked with us, but if that's what you have decided, that's your decision. So anyway, Colleen and I visited about it for about 2 or 3 days. And then finally I said to her, I just thought of an old story that I heard a long time ago. And the story was about a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And I said, I think maybe we should stay here in Great Falls because I have a job here, you have a job here, and both of our families live in Great Falls and so forth, so I think we should stay. And she said, that's fine with me. So we stayed.
Very good.
And that's how I got with Junkermeyer, Clark, Campanella, Stevens, although it wasn't called that when I joined it.
Thank you, George.